Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the Star Series Season 3, and we have some news. NaVi might not be out just yet. We might see them alive. If they go 2-0 from here on out, I think they only have Vega and Cloud9 left to play, so if they go 4-0, they might just stay alive and qualify. So we shall see what happens here. I'm not gonna do this alone. Lysander here, Mike Loris there. Hello. Welcome to the broadcast. I didn't mute you this time. We had a little bit of a break, but we're back.
Yeah. Like, seventh time's the charm, I guess. I think it's not only NaVi having to win games, but they need specific other teams to lose or tie their own games. I didn't go through all the permutations. I was busy getting some lunch. But, yeah, there's definitely a possibility, but it's very, very slim. Yeah. I wouldn't count on it because I think a good portion of that is out of NaVi's hands. But, you know, that's fine. Just take it one game at a time. Getting a Magnus, which they've been banning out Magnus teams against NaVi. And then the one team that didn't got dumpstered by Dendy's Mag. So, yeah, they got it again.
Yeah, well, it's definitely going to be a matchup of emotions, you would say. Didyara Soneko against their former teammates. That's definitely gonna be a little bit of a contest there, and we get a Soneko special, a Winter Wyvern. It's I would say it's almost one of his signatures at this point. Very few support players actually play that Winter Wyvern, and Soneko, only that guy can say, "Yo, Captain, give me that as a second pick. I won't let you down." Well, we'll see.
I would say it's a signature hero for him. I would say he's definitely in the top echelon of players who play Winter Wyvern. Like, he might be the best. I don't know. But, yeah, I mean, Winter Wyvern's a decent hero to have if you're expecting NaVi to go for the type of empower that, like, Lifestealer, not Juggernaut anymore, but, you know, empower a hero and then just RP them and then go to town. Well, you know what? You could just use that Winter's Curse to break all of that, or even a Cold Embrace. Does a pretty good job at stopping a RP combo from a Magnus. So defensively, it is a really high value hero up against what NaVi are starting out with.
Well, it's scary giving Dendy Magnus, but we'll see if Vega actually get punished or not. These guys, like we said, having ex-teammates on the opponent's side is always going to be a little bit of mind games as well, because you live with those guys for so long. You kind of have a sense of what they are as a Dota player, so you know their styles, you know their ward spots, you know their practices. So they say, maybe, you know what, we know how Dendy's Magnus works, give it to him, we'll know how to punish it. And maybe the Wyvern is the way. And well, we'll see. I mean, Vega's got some really solid players of CIS. These guys have been here for quite a while now. You know, Didyara G, the guy slays at middle lane. Maybe finally we might see some, I mean, you could say some competition for Dendy middle lane. So far, Dendy has proven to be the better mid, but I think G is definitely one of the contenders to fight him in that role. So I'm excited to see that matchup for sure.
It's also very helpful if Vega just dropped the Winter Wyvern in the mid lane for a couple of series of right clicks, maybe one or two Arctic burns, just give a little bit of an edge to G to start things out. So we haven't really seen teams really respect Dendy in that they, you know, constantly camp out a hero and make sure that they have dominance in that lane for a long extended period of time, and that has bitten them in the ass, those teams, several times before. So Vegas Squadron can just do that and get, you know, an okay matchup with the mid lane, and they should be good to go. But NaVi, we've seen this before. They got Pycat super farmed with the Bloodlust, with the Empower. He was Juggernaut in that game, and that's banned out as well as the Lifestealer. Probably two of the better ones to have with the Bloodlust and Empower. So at this point, what are we looking at? Like a Slark or something like that? And Ursa isn't bad?
Yeah, Ursa's not too bad. Slark, you're forgetting that hero is extremely good against Wyvern actually, because of how he enjoys it. Even if you kind of free someone there, he can just steal the stats. You know, it's a good pick off hero, and I think benefits pretty well from Bloodlust as well as Empower. Would be able to shred a lot of teams with it. Slaughter making his job a lot easier. I think Slark is a good hero here. Being able to remove Magnetize later on is also very strong. I don't see a better option. maybe PA, but PA is vulnerable to that Wyvern's curse, so gonna have to be a bit more careful with that. But ultimately, I think PA and Slark would be great picks here. Maybe Pycat says, "I'm feeling like an Undying," and picks it up.
Hey, they have to win these games, so probably not going to give Pycat an Undying. That doesn't seem like a good plan to me.
I don't know. Even giving
Squadron,
RNN an Undying is not a good plan. Yes, because that hero. That would mean the 4th strength hero, first of all. 4th melee hero. And there is no Timber ban, so there will be a lot of bad ideas into one. So
giving G a Timber against a Magnus matchup.
Easy.
I mean, if it really is going to be that good, if Navi decide more strength heroes are the order of business, then seems like a no-brainer for the Vega Squadron side. They already have, though, Earth Spirit, who I would expect to camp out a little bit towards that mid lane. We still don't know G's hero yet, but between Earth Spirit and Winter Wyvern, a lot of slows, a good amount of control in order to kill off a Magnus, definitely an adequate amount. And it's a hero that can kind of shadow the Ogre Magi around, make sure that he doesn't have any huge swings in lane, because Earth Spirit's going to be there to kind of match up Ogre Magi 1-for-1. Vegas Squadron, though, are outside these supports, not really working with a lot to really help out their Luna. There's no Shadow Demon combos just yet. There's not much in the way of like ranged harassment and killing. If the Winter Wyvern is really going to stay over towards that mid lane, this Luna might be on a little bit of an island. That is a concern for Vega.
Yeah, and I kind of like the Wyvern combo with the Luna as well, because normally Wyverns, right click isn't that hard, but that Arctic Burn with the Lunar Blessing can actually chunk quite a bit of damage in the early phase against an off lane as well. Yeah. This is assuming the Earth Spirit's one doing the roaming and the Winter Wyvern's doing the babysitting. I think it could work that way as well. Really playing against the... playing with the auras then. Of course, yeah, the Timbersaw now comes out for G. It could still go to the off lane, but it is looking like a mid Timbersaw to me.
That does seem like it's the most likely. Interesting to see Navi go back for the Leshrac. Armen played a pretty good Leshrac in the last game, but the difference this time is that, Ogre Magi, Fire Blast, usually doesn't come up until level 2, so you can't get going super early. It will be slightly more difficult to hit Split Earths, and when you do, Cold Embrace is usually a pretty good defensive tool to stop all the significant damage. The way the combo works is that you set up with a lot of stun duration, so that you can right-click a lot. But, obviously that second part is going to be a little bit difficult to do when the enemy is embraced. So Navi will still go for it anyway, try to get like a super aggressive combo up. And it's all about buying space for Pycat, who's going to be this last pick hero.
Ursa Warrior?
Seems like okay.
Can they put Ursa mid against Timbersaw and surprise G that way? Put Pycat on the Ursa middle and then bring Magnus safe lane and then go aggressive tri-lane with the Slaughter. I think it's very possible. I think that's why Vega may be hesitating now. It's like, okay, do we ban Ursa here? I mean, yeah, Ursa is not good against Wyvern, but it's really good against Timber in the lane.
We'll have a little bit more pull in that lane, so that Earth Spirit and Winter Wyvern both will need to be, aiding the mid lane a little bit. Do you still put Dendi and Mag in that situation? I don't know. It seems like
I think Dendi has
they are just okay
Mag,
with
right?
getting Pycat super farmed, and Dendi should be able to survive with Ogre Magi Leshrac roaming into that lane. Just with the amount of stuns they have, they should be able to stop Vegas Squadron cold. And if they do add an Ursa on top of that, just kill off anyone. That's not gonna work. I don't think you really want to switch up where the mag goes.
I think you can switch where the mag goes, but you can't switch the player for sure.
I mean, you could just stun into Skewer.
Oh, okay. I like this
fine.
Clockwork. Very good aerial denial, and gonna be able to pin down Slaughter as well as Magnus. I think Clockwork is going to be one of the game makers or playmakers in this game. So his job is very important to lock down one of the initiators, and I think that might make Navi think twice about that Ursa as well. Easily kited by the Clockwork. We'll see what they decide with. The Slark's already been banned, so I think that's still the most... I think that was the premium option. We'll see what the discount option is.
Mag is also one of the players in Dota who plays Clockwork. I want to say the most, probably not 100% correct on that, but he plays a hell of a lot of it. And if you're a Leshrac trying to go up against Clockwork, you're gonna have a rough time. Whoa, is that a Pycat Void?
Well, you got some stuff to hold things there so that Leshrac can do stuff to them. So there's that. Maybe the Chrono is just zoning for zoning. Maybe zoning solo pickoffs. It works. You don't always need to have wombo combos with your Void. You can actually have the Void do the hard hitting himself because he has Bloodlust as well as the Empower. I can kind of get behind this. Wyvern does put a crimp in Void's plans though most of the time, so I'm still skeptical in that regard.
Well, the thing is, like, any hero that you're going to pick to Empower and Bloodlust is going to run into Winter Wyvern problems, right? Like, Sven, Phantom Assassin, if Slark wasn't banned, like, you still get hit with the curse, or you have your ally hit with the curse. Like, no matter who you pick, you're going to run that risk.
So we Chrono
I think that Faceless
the
Void
Wyvern.
perhaps is a hero that's a little bit more immune to that than some of the others, because he has the luxury of mobility. He has the luxury of just dropping a Chronosphere that, may or may not hit the Winter Wyvern. So if it is going to be a Pycat Faceless Void, and it is going to be, then he can afford to play this a little more patiently and make sure that he doesn't get jammed up by the Winter Wyvern because he has an answer to the Winter Wyvern himself.
Yeah, alright. Well, we'll see what happens here. Vega on the right-hand side, gonna have Mag on the Clockwork. We have G playing Timbersaw middle. We have Soneko playing Earth Spirit, not Wyvern actually. Seema the Slayer will be playing the Wyvern instead. And last but not least, we'll have Didier Ra picking up the Luna. NaVi on the die side, all yours.
Got RMN once again on the Leshrac. He has a ton of tangos. Viver's on the Ogre Magi following suit. 1, 2, 3 stuns here with Generals. Slardar joining that lane most likely. Dendi Mag up towards top lane, Faceless Void. He's going to be 1v1 up against the other Mag Clockwork. That's a lane that Faceless Void can do okay with, but still Clockwork is going to have a pretty clean time. Mag usually is very successful with Clockwork up against like the worst of lanes, but a 1v1 up against Void is a perfectly reasonable lane for this Clock.
Yeah. Well, let's see how the game...
Oh, look at this again on bottom. We've seen this before.
Well, were Vega watching the previous game is the question. Wait, where's the Shadow Demon? Oh wait, no, the Shadow Demon this time, so it's just RMN. He's gonna disco a little bit.
Well, it's still, Edict for a lot of damage or stun, just to chain it up. He's almost gonna wander in.
This is almost deja vu, right? Wait, did that happen
Did you
again?
not see him?
Wait, how does that work?
No.
How does fog work, guys? There we go.
No,
Okay,
he definitely saw him. Okay.
flies
Run
away. Okay.
I think that can work once, but as soon as people see it, they know they know
Okay.
what's gonna happen. They're gonna be prepared
Did
for
your
it.
rock gets hit by the stun though? You say that, you jinx it, and it smells
Okay.
blood. Hey, but it didn't work the last time. To be fair, technically, it didn't work the last time. So this is the first time this is happening. Right?
Well, that was mostly just Ogre Magi Slardar things, right? That was just Ignite into Crush, and then Leshrac was there as well. He didn't really come from that angle necessarily to make it a success, okay? So that's fine. They're gonna kind of try their best to force Soneko to stay over towards this mid lane. We can already see Dendi actually thrashing G. I don't know how G dropped that low that quickly. But if they can keep this 1v1 matchup in mid, 1v1
Skewer to
matchup
tower,
up
I
top,
think.
then NaVi are gonna be pretty happy.
You see Dendi's skewer is on cooldown, so probably skewer to tower.
I watched the overlay.
Yeah, I
You messed
changed
up
it.
the
I
overlay?
changed it already. I
Okay.
caught it like a minute in after introductions. I always do this check now, and for good reason too. Well, it's all
Okay, no
good.
panic,
They can
no
have
panic,
window
guys.
mode for a while. It's all good. All right, that's a 2-minute delay, guys. So as usual. So by the time you hear this, I already resolved that problem.
Alright.
I'm a pro.
This lane for NaVi gets a lot easier on bottom once they pick up level 2. Viver getting that Fire Blast just to set up for that Split Earth. Armen getting a little bit of extra damage. Make this lane a lot more deadly. And still, they're locking Sioma and Soneko both to this lane.
Huh? Oh. Dendi is, I think at this point, a Magnus expert, so maybe he knows the little tricks to offset against Timbersaw, because Timbersaw is a really popular pick in pubs as well, so he probably gets a lot of practice in his middle lane. This
I mean,
matchup, he probably has played it a lot of times.
Yeah, and Dendi we saw in his last game get very few points in Skewer. Obviously you get Shockwave first, but he got a lot of Empower to funnel into Pycat. We may see a similar situation here, or if you really feel feisty, trying to get those kills with the help of an Ogre and a Leshrac,
Yeah.
getting a little bit more Skewer may be the order of business as well.
Does G have the power of this of the radar? Is the question. Dendi is just baiting him with these hits. Biver does have Fire Blast, so we want to bait G down to the low ground before they make this attempt. The smoke is wearing off, so they have to go for it now. And I don't think they have the balls, so they're gonna back off.
They tried to do the exact same thing in the last game.
General
as well.
gets tagged there. The stun comes out. You're gonna juke that with Didier Ra. The crush comes out though. Is there another beam? There should be another beam. The salve comes out just in time, and RMN might have just saved his general's life. And Didier Ra, wow, another stun. Who needs Shadow Demon when you got this? The lightning storm, the slows come out. Didier Ra in a lot of danger here. RMN with one more right click and the lightning storm takes him out. Or rather, Iron Man takes out Didier Ra. Wow, that was some incredible individual Leshrac play if I've ever seen one.
I mean, last game they didn't really land the Shadow Demon Leshrac combo all too many times, and Leshrac's play in the last game was very good as well. So I mean, RMN seems like he's just on a roll with this hero and locking down and killing off Luna now twice, limiting her CS as well. They're not getting a ton of CS for Slaughter, which kind of sucks. But that should come in just a little bit. If they're keeping Luna out of the lane, they should be happy with that. And I mean, pretty much as per normal, Pycat leading the CS board, Dendi not too far behind.
Yeah, well, Pycat. He's I'm surprised his mana is so high up actually. Usually against a Clockwork you lose a lot of mana.
I mean, maybe he just based and we just missed it. There's a possibility there.
Oh, whoa. That's a kill down bottom. I think we just look bottom. This place seems to be the fighting central. So Neko getting hit there by the Leshrac stun again. Iron Man. And what is the, you know, seeing, oh, there's a skewer there from Dendi. He does skewer G back into the tower range. There is 3 points in the reactive armor now, so it's less damaging than it was at level 2. But Dendi does get as much harassment as he can onto G here. There's going to be a shockwave. Yeah. G missing a couple of denies here in the middle lane. Although he is on top of the CS charts, he is dropping quite a few denies in last hits here.
It's okay still for Vega. Like top and mid are still going okay for the Vega side. Perhaps not as well as they really would have expected. Earth Spirit again forced to stay mostly in this bottom lane area. Hasn't been able to help out anyone, but as long as they're kind of breaking even, both sides should really be happy with that status quo. They're not going to expect this though. General, instead of the Ogre to be roaming in towards
no
mid.
Haze. Oh, but Pablo,
Spotted by
no,
Soneko.
Soneko, sorry. Soneko sees it, but then he's low. The RP finds the Timber Soul. That's chain stun number 1, chain stun number 2. General finds it, but there's so much tank on this G. He is not going down. And that's the RP blow, and then G just walks away. That's OS Frog.
See, the problem with having General be the one ganking is that his crush is physical, and you know that G is going to have like at least 10 stacks of reactive armor. So your crush actually does nothing. RP doesn't actually do a lot of damage either. It's only a 50 damage.
Oh, Mag!
So Arman's the only one doing damage. Magnus is hook shot though,
yeah.
so I guess fair is fair.
Yeah, well, there you go. One big ulti for another.
Clockwork's ulti is much smaller, but it's, you know, similar importance. You just use them in the same way.
It's more of like the level 6 mark. You want to get a kill with that. Oh, this Luna is in trouble. Again, blocks the crush with the embrace. Very nicely done. Didier Ra is going to try and turn this one around now with his buddies. Slaughter is dropping low. General does not know when to go back. Didier Ra, though, might go down here, but there's a stick charge.
Nope.
And now Biver gets juked out of his mind. So Neko gonna club him non-stop. Pycat's here. Drops the Chronosphere. And that's Didier Ra greedy for that EXP, getting punished, and Soneko dropping low as well. Pycat showing the right amount of aggression. Has 9 seconds left on that jump. Will he get it in time? There's a cold embrace, so he could juke Pycat here. General is here to seal the deal, and a bash does. Yeah, this should be a kill there. A crush, and Pycat gets a double kill. So The slow only buying a little bit of... No, the freeze only buying a little bit of time, but Pycat still. Nice rotation for him, and that is an ultimate that went well. Oh, middle lane. Iron Man. G has a chakra. Oh, that's the hook shot. Okay, this one latches.
And G is casually tanking tower shots after Mag cleans up that kill. There's just not enough magic damage in this area to kill off a Timbersaw. Matchup-wise, Timbersaw has got an edge here, and Ogre Magi, he doesn't really do a lot of magic damage. That's not really his role. He's even obviously going for Bloodlust, so he has even less magic damage. I don't really know how they kill G if G is, gonna maintain his reactive armor stacks. They need to stunlock him in a tower and then...
Yeah, killing G happens later on in the game. When they get Corrosive Haze, that's gonna be a lot more doable. But General, he's got an Invis rune. They see Soneko.
Kill possibly, but I don't think they have enough damage there to kill off this Earth Spirit. Yeah, they're not even gonna try. It's kind of surprising, some of these rotations from Navi. And with Faceless Void, you kind of expect Chronosphere to be used outside in some different lane. Definitely don't expect General to be the one roaming around instead of the Ogre Magi. So it seems like these rotations, to some extent, have caught Vega off guard.
Yeah. Well, General is there in the middle lane. Appears right in front of G. But G knows he can't die. 20 reactive armor stacks. So he's sitting at 34 armor right now. At 9 minutes. It's no wonder this hero even dies in early game.
Where's this Luna farming? Ditchara is forced out. His CS is still not too bad. His net worth, though, is really not where he wants to be. Just now overtaking his friendly Clockwork.
They're
going to try to get her involved with Eclipse. Now, hookshot isolation with the cogs into Eclipse should be a kill on the vast majority of heroes in this game.
I think General it is, yeah. Tag, you're it. Should be a clean kill. Shouldn't be too complicated. They got a Corrosive Haze. No, oh no!
Oh.
What? What? Oh man, Vega. That is not how you Dota.
Yeah.
They had all the time to wait though, and they botched that too.
General was even going aggressive there, so they could have just baited him in a little bit more. Have G just stand there and fist fight him for a little while and then jump the trap. I don't know if it was Mag or G who's to blame there, but either way, it's Vega wasting a lot of time with the Clockwork. Yes, now he has no hookshot, but more importantly, Luna also didn't get any action there. She was also wasting quite a bit of time, whereas for Navi, Pycat's already with Yasha. He's pretty happy.
This guy loves to party. Look at him. Doesn't have any points in Edict though, so very hard to turn this into a tower push. They have Chrono, so they could be looking at a kill here if they want to. General.
Bloodlust is level 3 as well, so Pycat's attacking very fast.
Oh, Arman going for the stun here, Seema. So yeah, we find him. It's a crush him.
Void also has the attack speed talent right now, so he is just going pure offense right now. Yeah. With Bloodlust and Empower, we may see shades of some of that old carry Void from the pre-rework.
I think carry Void, Void actually goes for Mask of Madness now. I'm not sure if he gets it because of Bloodlust, but Mask of Madness is actually pretty decent on Void now because yeah, it's strong. It doesn't make you take 30% more damage. Just reduces your armor by 5 and silences you, I think. So it's not as bad as the last time. 5 armor is more manageable.
A little bit excessive with this setup, as you mentioned. You already have
all hookshot missing. They're gonna roll in. They're gonna go for the Ogre of all people. Those stuns on Mag, so he will not be close enough for that cog in. And now the reinforcements will have time to arrive. And again, Vega get thwarted there. Wasting a lot of time, like you said. Pycat, once again, top net worth.
Only 1 out of 4 hook shots, I think, have landed for the clock. It's a rough time for Mag. Kind of uncharacteristically missing these hook shots. Usually he's always on point, landing hook shots that no one has any business actually landing. But yeah, this game seems to be a little bit rough for him. General with Invis found Soneko.
Oh, this time they got him. Yeah. No rolling away. And another bash as well. Pycat gonna find that one. Now it's a question of whether General gets out or not. The Corrosive Haze will tag him. It'll make it good for that tracking of his movement as well. Looks like Biver will be a sacrificial lamb, as they say, and gonna drop an observer before he throws down. So poor Ogre, but you know, he buys time for both of his cores to get out of there. Slaughter close to the blink.
Shiraz found a lot of time, meanwhile, to push down this top tower. Armen just getting some experience in the meantime, but yeah, Luna having a little bit of free time is very important for this Vega draft. I mean, the Timbersaw is going to be doing a lot of work right now, but having these supports of Earth Spirit and the Winter Wyvern,
RP.
It's hard to make sure your damage lands with them.
Look, they got G, guys. They got him. 34 armor. What? Mag hooks in, though. There's a Winter's Curse. I'm not sure that's the best curse, though. Mag is wasting a lot of his battery assault charges. Now Pycat going in there, bashing Mag over the face. Will he get the kill, though? Biver tries to club him down, and the Earth Spirit really not retreating right now. Didyara deploys the Eclipse there. Pycat goes back in time, reverses that damage. But they do still pick up the Ogre kill, so nice little bit of farm there for the Didyara. But the kill score 6-6, pretty even.
Winter's Curse questionable. They do finally kill off G, however. So for NaVi, that's a difficult kill to have. Echo Saber, RP, with Dendi having maxed out in power, he's doing some pretty sizable right-click damage at this stage. Blink Dagger, his next item, of course, so it's at least possible for them to kill off this Timbersaw. But if they had Winter Wyvern a little bit closer, I think with a Cold Embrace, he probably lives the Timber.
Yeah. Well, G is mortal. Who would have thought? Pycat going for that Manta style. Gonna be good for getting rid of Magnetize. I think that's gonna be one of the more annoying ones. The silence as well. Magnetize, silence from the Earth Spirit, a big deal against this Faceless Void, making him almost untouchable against this lineup. Alright, another level 25 question. Do we go for Time Walk cast range or 20% evasion for Void?
I'm assuming at that stage Luna is going to be pretty fat as well. I think with only Luna being like a significant right clicker, you can probably get away with cast range. But I mean, we have to get there first. Armen's dying in the meantime.
Yeah.
I doubt we're going to get to that stage because I want to say like less than 50% of the games actually get to that stage.
But it's a carry though. Carries get to 25.
And Pycat is pretty farmed.
Yeah. Also, do you take the 120 gold
play.
or do you take the 300 health?
Really depends on how fast he gets to that level 20 and what the stage of the game looks like. I don't think there's like one that you just get. There's one that you have. That one is definitely one where you have to evaluate the pace of the game. If it's gonna go super long, then maybe you consider that gold per minute. But your core position 1 Faceless Void, do you really need to get more gold?
Yeah, that's the question. 300 health is a lot, so Neko is gonna get caught in a bubble. Yeah.
Oh, Sioma embraces himself?
Yeah. I don't think he was gonna save his buddy anyway. It's better that he didn't show himself.
Yeah.
Because chances are, usually when these things happen, Void comes in and gives you a first hit bash. That's how this game works. Mag has a hook. He's looking for targets. Look for the pony. General has Blink, so he might want to debut it properly.
Blink, Corrosive Haze, Crush with Armen there. It's a lot of damage towards G, but I don't think it's going to be a lethal amount of damage unless they get another hero involved.
And plus Diabolic Edict,
is obviously down.
It's quite a bit. Amplify and Diabolic Edict will do a lot of damage together, right?
He also had... it really depended on how many stacks of reactive armor he had at the time. I didn't get a good look at that.
Yeah, but Edict is purely physical now. I think they removed that mixed type of damage a few versions ago. So Amplify damage and Edict does a lot together. But looks like NaVi don't want to give up this tower without a fight. Just kidding, they are. And well, Vega get some map control on the board, and Didyara gets the farm he needs. He will have money for that Dragonlance now. They're not stopping there.
They have Hookshot, they have a Curse. If they find Vision on anyone, they could definitely jump in with Mag, and feel pretty safe in doing so because of the Winter Wyvern as that backup tool. Right now, they only know that Dendi's around. They don't know where... Okay, now they see our men.
They hook shot in there. Okay.
Really?
Didier, that is the worst time. The worst time.
There is Dendi with a Blink Dagger off to the side, so I think what he does is move up to the north, tries to catch 2 or 3 in the RP. They have to leave our men for dead. General also has his Blink, so NaVi can take this time to set up, but they don't have Pycat, and he does not have a Chronosphere even if he does join. So I think they probably just cut their losses here and back up.
Yeah. This is one of those times where you... to be continued, and then you guess what's happening next. So, does Araman die? Yes, no.
Araman dies. I think everyone else from NaVi just
vote 1 for yes, 2 for no. Go. If you get banned by Moobot, it's not my fault. Araman dies. So, you guys that type 1, congratulations. You win some internet karma. But Vega get a sweet snipe there, and I think Mag... I think his 2 successful hooks have been the last strike, so far Pony's been taking it like a champ.
Yeah, it's something for Mag, right? Like, as long as he's able to land those hook shots now, he can still give his team that number advantage, start fights in a really awkward position for heroes like Leshrac, who need to be on the outskirts, who need to be at the periphery of the fights, put them in the middle of it, take them down very, very quickly. It will be a little bit different once he completes this 4-staff Leshrac, but that's still a pretty long ways off. So Vega take that opportunity to clean out the entirety of the mid lane, and the big reason why they went for that push to begin with was because they know that there's no Chrono. Pycat though wants to use it again on Ra.
General sees juicy targets. He sees juicy targets, but I think Seema is actually a really good... I think he... Oh! Wow, the sentry ward. Did he see that? Or... maybe he was running out. Immediate port out. Yeah, Pycat didn't have mana. I was wondering why they didn't set up with a Crush into Chrono or something. But yeah.
You have very little mana. You know that if you use a Chronosphere, it will be down so that the enemy team will be pretty likely just to make a similar play like the one they just made over in mid lane. You lose a couple towers, so I think for NaVi right now, they just kind of want this Faceless Void to just farm creeps and try to avoid farming heroes. With Chronosphere, at least. If you get stun combos on them with the Ogre or the Leshrac or whatever, then that's fine, but this Faceless Void still has a long route to farm for. Like, he only has 1 big item in the Manta.
Yeah, well, he's not building the Diffusal Blade, he's going back to the Lincolns, so... the damage output from Pycat's gonna be less. It's actually a big deal if he burns away their mana. Especially since with that high attack speed. Lincolns will block Curse. Yeah.
Doesn't block all that much. Beam.
I think it's better that it doesn't block too much because you don't want too many things that are able to break your Lincolns beforehand. Lucent Beam is one of them. I think nothing else breaks it on the... okay, the kick from Earth Spirit does. But yeah, only 2 spells break it, and the kick has to be melee range, so it's actually pretty good at resisting a curse. Because usually you're going to be chronoing Luna, right? So she's not going to be able to beam you.
So last time he did this with the Juggernaut, he also had Lincoln Sphere as his like quick buy item, and then ended up with Eye of Scotty. So there's a chance he just does that as well.
Viva's got a Windlace and Arcane Boots now, so support's getting some money. Always good to see. It's so pissing when you save up money as a support to buy infused raindrops and you get hit by something like a rocket flare by accident and lose 1 charge.
Support life, dude. Very little you can do about that. It's better to get hit by a rocket flare than by a hook shot.
Another one.
There's another one. That's some infused raindrop value right there. What a great item.
Yeah. But it is still really good for what it does. Oh, Mag. Okay. Yeah, this... I think he killed himself. Blade Mill? Yeah, he's in trouble. Pycat's like, I am going to kill you. There's the Slaughter. General. Gonna go in. Mag. Gonna lose his life. That was not the hook shot he was looking for. Now Seema the Slayer probably gonna get caught in time. Boom. Nope. Gonna curse him. but that's a big waste of a curse. The Fire Blast is there, might buy Pycat the time to jump up for that Chronosphere. Pycat gets stunned up. That's the Amplifier and Seema. I think he just Chronos now. He's pissed. Yep, gotta hit them with the Chrono, and now the Earth Spirit joins him in a time-stoppingly good amount of fun. But now G, without that Void, might not be able to die. Just kidding. There's a lot of damage with that Edict as well. Physical damage melting through that Timbersaw. Seems like Timber is balanced after all. And Didyara on the bottom lane, meanwhile, trying to rat will actually port out in time. So, score NaVi.
G is gonna instantly respawn, had enough Bloodstone charges for that. He only had like, I think like 6 or 7 reactive armor charges. There were no creeps hitting him or anything like that. It was pretty much just heroes right-clicking him, which of course makes reactive armor a lot weaker. So yeah, NaVi pretty much just go ham. A little bit of mispositioning there from Vega. Like Mag kind of just tries to suicide against a Magnus who is doing a lot of right-click damage, so you gotta respect that. Plus has a skewer out, so
skewer into the shrine of all things.
Do that much. And of course, they group up for a Chronosphere, which is just all bad. They're going to try to Roche. That is something that NaVi can really punish, even though they don't have a Chronosphere.
Yeah, they don't have a lot of minus armor. No, they don't actually have minus armor. So this is a bad idea. You're softening Roche for the enemy. There's still RP. There may not be Chrono, but there's still RP. It's a slow Roche. Are they going to do it? Mag can actually shut off this this passage with his cogs, but Pycat's in here. Oh, Pycat has to be careful. Nice cogs there. Shuts the door pretty much there on the NaVi squad. They don't have the shrine to top them up, but RMN with 2 stuns, big ones as well. G gets amped up. The Eclipse is coming in. Didyara picks off the Ogre, but that's all he gets. Pycat sees that there is a low health Clockwork, but now Soneko strikes back, gets the kill there. The curse applied onto Pycat holds him in place, and NaVi lose a lot of heroes in that choke point. Do they chase for this kill though? G is gonna get caught there by the bash. There's gonna be a stun. There's gonna be a stun. General holds the stun, holds the crush, gets a 2-man crush, will sprint away, but that is going to be a Roshan for Vega, I think, with that no contest. Oh, Pycat jumping forward aggressively. There's another crush. They look for the Chronosphere, but there's a lot of armor here. Pycat has to be careful, has the Manta, will dodge, jump away, trying to buy time, but Luna is gonna stay focused on this. Get that Aegis. She is still chipping away slowly, eventually getting there, and he will. Soneko loses his life to General though, so they get a little bit out of it. Pycat was very close to dropping a Chrono there.
The difference in that fight is that Timbersaw actually had a couple of reactive armor stacks before that fight actually broke out. Cogs were questionable. Like, it seemed like he locked out a lot of his own teammates more so than he locked out the NaVi squad, but that's fine because the Eclipse landed very well. Dendi had the RP the entire time. I think had a chance to blink RP and hit 2, maybe 3 with it, but walked in and ended up getting hit randomly by cogs that were put down at the same time and really just didn't do anything in that fight. Those type of fights, so important to land an RP, because once you land that RP, that lets Pycat do his damage. If you don't land it, he's going to be really scared of actually committing in because of, well, all the responses that can be there from Vegas. Until he gets a BKB or something similar, Pycat's not going to want to go in without stun coverage. So the lack of RP there for NaVi really hurt them.
Yeah. Dendi getting hooked out. I think credit goes to Mag as well. Really shutting off these narrow passages in the battleground. Very important. And once again, scouts out RMN, but this time Mag is not getting out of this one. Gonna get smashed by that split up as well, and Pycat sends him reeling. Soneko tried to get a kick there to buy some time, but Pycat has enough damage with the Bloodlust. So Chrono is down for the Mag. For the Clockwork, that is Mag.
Well, I mean, you have Chronosphere down, but you still have an option for RP. BKB also makes it a lot easier for Dendi just to wade in through pretty much everything that Vega Squadron has. Again, not much that he has to worry about once he has that BKB up, and look for a walk in to RP if that's really a necessity. So he has a lot more options now. Farm for NaVi is looking pretty darn high, and oh, he found a courier.
Wow.
Got him.
That is a dedication to the snipe. Alright, Faceless Void getting spooked a little bit. The Lincolns is done, so Pycat has the Lincolns. Didyara gonna pop that right now with that Lucent Beam, so That is disabled for now. The hookshot finds RMN again, but now the BKB on General. The strike back is going to come, but RMN gets hit by a laser beam. Is he going to be able to get out of this? I do not think so. He's down to 21 health. The KS comes out from Soneko, gets the kill. The Shrine is now going to be vulnerable as well, so they're going to go for that one. Poor Pony.
I mean, that's the job of Clockwork. Once you tag him with the battery assault, he's not casting anything. BKB on the Slaughter was used there, which, I mean, is great for Slaughter, I guess, but also makes it so that the Leshrac can't cast his spell still because the battery assault's only hitting him. So he's just being perma-stunned. He can't cast anything, and Slaughter can't help him out because he doesn't have enough damage.
Timber. I don't think they can kill him, though. The Crush gonna miss that time dilation. Applied there. The Lotus Orb removes all those debuffs. Nice pickup there by G, and they will get the Shrine, so the Dire losing quite a bit of their map control here. Not the dominant game we saw earlier against Horde. NaVi still having to struggle a little bit for this game.
I think this is fine though for NaVi because yeah, they lose the Leshrac, lose a Shrine, which is pretty much unavoidable. But they now have another Chronosphere up, so they have Chronosphere and RP. Vega, they might just straight up die to it. A lot of this team fight has to be controlled by Sioma the Slayer, who with the Cold Embrace and with the Winter's Curse can actually just turn around and negate completely some of these plays from the NaVi squad, as long as he's not also hit by one of those spells or Crush or any one of the million stuns that NaVi has. So his positioning in this fight has to be pretty much perfect, and he doesn't have a Blink Dagger or a Force Staff or anything like that to help him with his positioning. So it's gonna be rough times for the Winter Wyvern, but he has to find his spell casts.
Yeah, Dendi getting BKB means that none of the restrictive stuff in those team fights will matter to him anymore. Dendi actually packs quite a punch as well himself. You know, check out that 157 bonus damage. Oh, NaVi gotta go for the push here. Pycat sees that the Winter's Embrace or the Cold Embrace was used. There's a hook shot. They shouldn't be able to kill him. He has Manta style, so they're endangering their lives by doing this. The Manta comes out. They're gonna juke away. Pycat might have to use a defensive chrono, but Didyara still wants to play here. It's fire blasted up. The multi-cast comes out, but Vega gonna push the issue here once again. The Lunar Death Ball gonna take effect, and NaVi split the map.
Well, still, they hold on to their ultimates right now. Still, getting Pycat farm is going to be the top priority. He is still hitting very hard with the Empower and the Bloodlust, but because he's gone for a Lincoln Sphere, next item is going to be a very heavy hitting tool in the MKB. So, you know, Pycat is still getting there. The Luna has a little bit of gold net worth deficit behind her opposition right now, but she's planning on Butterfly, which is already being prepared against. So this purchase for Luna is so good with the Manta style, but is already facing up against an eventual counter.
Dendi at 3,000 gold, almost. What's he buying next? Probably Refresher, maybe Shiva's God.
Oh, bottom, they caught Luna.
Oh, this is big as well. They bash her and the Emperor up, and with that Edict, with no creep support, you are taking 1,600. I remember the number was about 1,600.
With like minus armor, I don't know how much.
No, I mean without minus armor, yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot. He did 14.
Oh, Gene, trouble as well, getting chronoed up. The hookshot comes in. He will bounce into illusions. Doesn't want to step into the time bubble, but G is still alive. The Lotus Orb is there. Pycat's getting a couple of bashes though. One more bash will do the job there. Pycat not getting the bashes he needs though, and the reactive armor starting to chip in. 20 seconds. Oh man, bash him.
Oh,
does he get the bash? No! Pycat gonna be pretty mad about that. 20 armor is gonna slam the table for sure. And yeah, G says easy.
They got
reactive
clock,
armor
though,
ready.
I mean, they would rather kill off the Timberzod there, but they ended up killing the clock, and they kill off the Luna with just a handful of kind of supporty heroes. That's going to be just enough to get them this tier 2 tower as well, and still they have this RP in their pocket if they need it. Which
Vega caught out Arman again. They blast up G. And there's General though. He starts to crush the corrosive haze is there. Does he get a bash though? Does he get a bash? No, he does not. The curse is there, so Dendi starts wheeling on his own slaughter. The BKB is popped there by General. They are going to go for a full retreat. The curse is down. And Pycat doesn't have his Chronosphere, so I don't think they want to pursue this anymore. Maybe they want the fish. General is, after all, sashimi to them. Double damage. Gonna grab that one up. Why don't you grab it? Why we should not grab it?
Dendy is being
How
very
nice
safe
of General.
with his RPs. General, he just blinked into Ra.
Are you trying to bait? That is bait. Yep. Trying to bait. Look at that. General is a baiter. This guy is
He has a
baiting.
TP in his backpack. It's going to take him a long time to get that out.
Have you ever tried reaching into your
It looks like he
backpack
bought
while
another
running?
one.
It takes more than 6 seconds. Though the heroes are pretty awesome.
Alright, well, he gets out of there, so he's fine. Looks like Dendy's actually going to go for an Orchid, I think is the build that he went in the last game that we saw from him. It was pretty much this exact start. Orchid into a Refresher Orb.
And that
Type of item really does do wonders up against the Timbersaw, but, you know, Lotus Orb.
But there's only so many things he can dispel, right? So
yeah,
you just gotta time it right. Just don't silence yourself. Oh, General. BKB is available though, so it's gonna take a while to kill him off. But he's really going through those charges, so. Max Ace, okay. I'm just gonna wait 45 seconds.
Top?
Yeah. Oh no, again. They didn't even need the RP. Iron Man is just packing quite a punch here with the Eel Scepter and the stun. And Dendy just smacking him with 300 per hit. 340 almost. I'm bad at math.
We haven't seen RMN be like a really heavy hitting early game hero as far as controlling the early game and locking that down for NaVi, but having Leshrac, who has some game in the early stages and then is able to transition into a state like this where just if you find someone out of position with your Yule Scepter, stun them forever, do a truckload of damage with just your base spells. It seems like this is a little bit more in RMN's wheelhouse, this Leshrac. 2 games we've seen him so far, and 2 games he just rolled everyone.
Roshan is up. Is taking it now smart? Can they do it? They need the fish. Yeah, General's coming in.
They can do it in theory. Their observer ward coverage is rather on the light side. It's like very defensively positioned, so they won't really see anyone from Vega. Plus, Vega have a hook shot, so yeah, you need a lot of observers if you're gonna do that safely.
Looks like they decide against it.
And Vega are gonna do it very slowly now.
How does RMN get so much farm?
He's Leshrac, dude. You just need like 2 seconds with a creep wave and it's dead.
Oh,
they found
Spirit. That's real. That's no illusion. Well, you could say Space Maid, but Luna doesn't age as fast. And now they're gonna be in trouble if they're still grouping up. They have to be careful. Oh, did you Ross left there alone? Roshan bashes Dendy though. But they are going to definitely get this Luna. There's their RP. Gonna lock down Luna for a little bit. There is Iron Man blasting him with the Pulse Nova. Dendy is low. He's probably gonna drop there. He does. The Chrono could be there. Pycat has the Chrono in his own teammate. We'll look for their Corrosive Haze, that beat on G, but G does so much damage, killing the Ogre in the meantime. Iron Man, though, has the Yule Scepter to set things up. He will set it up here. The Timbersaw is healing with the Shrine, though. General gets blown up, and G gonna be taking names. Iron Man in a lot of trouble, so Nako has a kick in 1 second. Doesn't have a Remnant, though. Now he does. Pycat is earned up. I don't think Iron Man is getting out of here. Force Staff, though, keeps him up. So Nako getting punched, and Iron Man even has the time to spin round for a split off before ponying into the distance. So Pycat with that MKB gets a nice kill for himself. So 3 for 3, Roshan stays alive. Biggest winner right here.
Chronosphere in a minute, 40 seconds left for another RP. The RP wasn't even that good. I think Dendy expected someone else to jump in and help out that Luna. It really didn't do anything except for stun Luna for a little bit more, but they do handle her enough so that they don't have to worry about the Eclipse in that fight. Lets Pycat wander around with pretty much impunity. But, I mean, RMN, he's surviving, he's dumping his entire mana pool during these fights, and no one on Vega is actually able to get on top of this Leshrac. It has to be the Clockwork, but at this stage, even if Clockwork does hookshot into the Leshrac, you just Force Staff out or Yules yourself. You have so many options as this Lesh. They're going to try to go in again. Pycat has no ultimate for this. I think this might be Vega's Roche.
Doesn't look like NaVi taking this line down. Time dilation. Roshan's getting bashed. Iron Man getting hooked up. Though there's the Eclipse. Pyket's forced to get out of there. But RP from Deadly beats on him. Soneko has to take the Aegis. And as a result, I think Didier is going to be pretty sad about that. There's the Orchid. Lands on the Luna. Bashes her right off the hit. And with that Skewer as well, will pop Soneko's Aegis. So that Spirit is coming back into the frame. Mag has been healed up. Pyket's Chronosphere is back up. The Winter's Curse is still on cooldown. 60 seconds to go. Chronosphere gonna lock down Soneko. Bashes him in the head. And Denvi dropping low. G takes his life. Now going into that Rosh Pit. He's low on mana though. RMN has the Eul Scepter in 4. Pycat still looking for targets. General is still sniffing out. 8 seconds to go. He's looking for it. Iron Man sets up 1. Split up goes. Lands on G. There's the Ignite as well. Pyket's trapped, but so is G. He's been frozen by his teammate. Sets up enough time for that Fire Blast to come through. Their Lotus Orb is there, so the silence does not stick. RMN has to land another stun. The blink away from G. They will get it. Nope. They will not catch the Timbersaw. So this guy, once again, Houdini's himself out of trouble. But still a big win for NaVi, denying that.
Vega's Roche speeds really hurting them. Oh, they're not done. Pykat's still picking a fight here.
He actually wasn't. He was actually trying to farm. And then walked right into G.
But it's Vega's Roche speed that's really hurting them right now. They don't have, as you said, any significant...
Someone should have gotten a medallion,
like
right?
They're handling the damage that Roshan is giving pretty well, thanks to the heal from the Embrace and whatnot. I think they had a creep in there as well from Luna's Helm, just tanking it up. But they go so slowly that it actually just took them so long that RP and Chronosphere both came back up. And they did, I think, kill and take... Well, they definitely got the Aegis. They also killed it off, so I guess they got it in the end, but that is definitely not the Roche that they really were expecting there.
Remember what I said about G being, a solid player? For the first time, actually, this evening, we see the top net worth being a hero that isn't NaVi's. G is actually top net worth now with his Timbersaw.
He's also level 25.
Oh yeah, what talent did he get? 6% Willing Death. Okay.
Stat reduction.
Can get behind that for sure. Pycat, he's hitting that 25 mark. You said he wouldn't.
I didn't say he wouldn't. I said that the chances of it weren't super high. He's gone for the health over the gold per minute because, I mean, it's a Faceless Void with Empower and Bloodlust. He doesn't need the extra cash.
Yeah. Just get beefy.
I don't really think getting hit is what's killing Pycat, though.
So 600, I think 600 cost range is pretty insane, actually. It makes it into the old jump. And at 6-second cooldown, it's actually pretty good. And especially since Vega is pretty light on the disable as well. Seema is going to walk right into a world of pain, but so is RMN. He's going to be experiencing that. Pycat jumps in. He has the Chronosphere. He catches 3 of them in the Chrono. Save RMN's life as well. He manages to split up, and Dendi's here with the follow-up. How long can you stay frozen? But no, the curse. The Thun sit around, and Eclipse is there as well. Pycat kills his own buddy, but Slaughter is here. General bails out his team. It's like, I got this, you fool. Stand back. Seema the Slayer, unable to run away, and faces Void. Turned out to be a pretty good pick. 19 to 28. The team fight from NaVi is just immense.
That wasn't only like the perfect Chronosphere, but it happened in such a way that RMN was able to force staff out of the Chronosphere right before it landed. So he was doing all of his Leshrac damage while that was happening. Dendi had all the time in the world to just sit there, prep the RP, blinked into the Chronosphere, knowing that, hey, I can just jam my R button and it'll land on 3 heroes pretty much guaranteed. Huge plays from Pycat. Will it get them racks? It seems like it. Luna's buyback, so does Winter Wyvern, but it's way too late. And they clumped up a little bit too much there, Vega, and they got punished to the fullest extent. It's gonna cost them a set of Raktas and maybe even this tier 3.
Oh, Pycat gets hit by the rock. I think they take the tier 3 and run. Yeah. Well, Battle Cup not doing good for them now.
I think it's back off time.
Yeah, they're not killing Pycat. Are they?
He has BKB.
He's silenced. He's not gonna use it. He is. Yeah, he's gonna use it TP away. Do they have Curse? They have Curse though. They could have pinned Pycat there, but then they want RMN. It's like, this guy needs to die. Well, he was living on borrowed time anyway. Pycat bailed him out once. The Reaper claims you eventually.
Well, we've established that Pycat does a tremendous amount of damage. And that was actually one of the few fights where Dendi was involved with his RP that hit more than one person. So he's going to go for a Refresher Orb. He actually has 5,000 gold towards it already. So yeah, he's going to get that item mighty quick. But, I mean, there's just so many diverse threats on the NaVi side. Like, the only one I'm not really scared of on Vega's side is this Ogre Magi. Even then, can just roll lucky with a Fire Blast, get a triple multicast, quad multicast, and just keep you there forever. And he's just there for Bloodlust anyway. Everyone else on NaVi is incredibly farmed and doing a huge amount of damage. Like, AC into Heart for a Slardar with no Hand of Midas. I don't know how General got this much cash, but he's loaded.
Well, fortune favors the bold, and he is one of the boldest guys I've seen play offlane. He's almost like channeling the spirit of Havos. In a sense, he never left NaVi.
We're gonna make those comparisons now. I don't think I'm ready for those type of comparisons.
Hey, these guys show like that level of aggression. They're almost like death
They're not like going stupid aggressive though, like foolishly aggressive. It's
no.
pretty
Have you seen
restrained, all
General?
things considered,
General
for both
does some
sides.
pretty crazy stuff without regard for his own safety. And Havos never really did stupid stuff. He does really aggressive plays. You know, it's not always dumb. I don't know. I see some parallels. I don't know.
All right, well,
I just missed the guy.
he
You
does
know,
have his
he was a
refresher
great
orb right now.
meme.
G is
Yeah.
in a very precarious position. They know that someone's around here.
Oh, they see
Found
him.
him.
What? So was he just faking or what? Was
I
Dendi
don't
faking?
know, but he's dead.
Dendi has refresher. He could go for another round if they catch people off guard. RMN, okay, deploys BKB before running up the high ground. Pycat take notes. But no, not gonna happen. The BKB wasted, so his vigilance not rewarded. But at least he had the sense to do that.
I'm pretty sure they knew that he was in the area. And then he just kind of went for it with the skewer just to try to clear things out. I don't know
Who
how much of
says
that is
Dendi's washed up, man? Come on, that was crazy play, right? I mean, if they saw him, they would have jumped right away, right? I don't think they would have like faked it a little bit. Yeah, I think that must have caught G off guard too.
If he's there, he looks like a genius, but if he's not there, then no one cares.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, man,
Dendi's
looks
a
like a
genius, guys. Confirmed. Dendi's back. Oh, they have an
Soneko.
Aghanim's and Soneko. They kicked the Ogre back into the well, but he's Ogre, so you're gonna waste a lot of resources trying to kill Le Ogre, and they hookshot him. Meanwhile, on bottom lane, Rexes are down. Soneko gets uled up. There's gonna be some setup. They're gonna look for our men, and looks like the pony is going down. Or what? Or does he? There is a Lotus on Eels. He's spamming the emotes, trying to juke away with his movement. Okay, waiting for the Lotus. Where are the generals here? He has let them all in like flies to trash. They're going in. Oh, RP stopped by the curse. But now BKB from Pycat will deploy that Chronosphere, and the Luna vibrating under that Chronosphere, gonna get bashed non-stop. This Observer from Imba TV back in time for the action as Magnus comes in with the secondary RP, and Luna spending most of the time disabled, not able to do anything. And Soneko trying to run away from the hurt there. New NaVi trashing old NaVi, it seems. And NaVi looking to take game number 1. We talked about the 2 O's. It could happen, right? The dream? Yes?
They need 2 O's, and they need other people to, I think,
To
they need
0-2.
certain other teams to lose as well.
Yeah.
But this is a pretty darn good start. There was very patient
Right
play
to high.
there from Dendi, just being able to. He only used one of the RPs. He has another one available right now. You can see, so he only got one of them out, even though he had a couple chances to get a couple 2-man RPs. But Armen's Leshrac play, like he was on point the entire game. Even at that final, what looked like a chase, he was just baiting. That's why he was running in like a squiggly pattern, because he knew that his allies were coming from the north, and the more that he could spread Vega out in a line, the better the angles are going to be for General when he blinks in, for Pycat when he time walks in. So, yeah, RMN definitely played a serious Leshrac game.
Yeah, really good. And, you know, really got to give props to Pycat on that Faceless Void. It looked iffy, but ultimately was good. He itemized really well as well. You know, got that Lincoln Sphere, knowing that the only other thing that could really break it was the Lucent Beam, and he'll be chronoing Luna most of the time. So Lincoln's was almost always popped by the Winter's Curse. You know, you had to Splinter Blast beforehand or whatever, but it was still a good item choice. And yeah, Dandy once again, give him Magnus, he destroys you. So I don't think he's getting it again game 2. I don't know about you.
I mean, I would even look at this Leshrac a little bit more. Vega definitely didn't expect it to do that much work for them. You can't anticipate like the Faceless Void pick, so you're definitely not banning that one out. I think you probably ban out the Magnus because that seems to be like NaVi's most comfortable hero. But then you just got to take everything else as it comes. You can't waste too many bans on these kind of weirder niche heroes.
Alright, that's game number 1. We still have game number 2. And right after this, guys, if you guys love Secret and you want to stick around as well, we'll have Secret versus Cloud9 as the last series for today. But for now, we're going to be jumping out for a short break, and then we'll be right back with more Star Letters Season 3, NaVi versus Vega, game number 2. Stay with us. I'm Lysander, he's Mike Loris, and we'll be right back. Much love and Kappa. See you guys in a bit.